constructed wall with grips for hands and feet makes a perfect space for people with an intent to climb. But climbers also feel that you can't fall if you don't climb. But there is no joy if you live your whole life on the ground. Today we have a challenger, a sportsman, a climber, Rithik Sriram, to share his thoughts and journey about wall climbing.
When did you start your climbing journey and where?
So I started my climbing journey in 2018. So I came to this school, I came to CISCE. Then the first thing I saw was the wall. I found that interesting. This was the wall I started climbing it. So I saw the wall, and then slowly we had co-curricular activities. They said we had wall climbing in co-curricular activities. So I wanted to participate in the wall climbing thing because that was the most fascinating I could find. So when I saw that there was something in there, I wanted to do it. So I made sure I went to the proper thing, and then after some time I had the chance to climb the wall for the first time. The first time I climbed, it was totally a different story. I went to the top, I couldn't come down, I had fear of heights. I was shouting from the top, and then the instructors had to pull me down and all. But after a while, I started to climb more. NALS had evening classes, so I joined the evening classes. And then I started to practice climbing more. Then after a point, I started liking it too much. I did my morning activity and evening activity for climbing, and then I started exercises for climbing. I did all that, and that's how the journey started.
Can you remember the first competition you participated in?
The first competition I participated was in 2018. So after practicing for a while in Coimbatore in CISCE, I wanted to get an overall view of how competing works. So we did not have something in our mind to go and win. We just wanted to participate and see what the competition is all about. So in 2018, we just went to Bangalore to see how the competition was. That was the first time Tamil Nadu had actually went to a competition, and I had just participated in that to see how. I was in the sub-junior category in that.
How did the pandemic affect your climbing or training?
So after a year of practice and 2 years of competing in 2018 and 19, 2020 was very different. We did not have any competitions, did not have the access to go train. We only could exercise in our houses. We did not have the opportunity to even do pull-ups in our home. So it was very difficult. Gym was not open properly. So we did not have the ability or the strength for us. We did not have the mental strength to go practice.
After that, did you try and continue your passion for climbing?
So after the pandemic ended, after 2021, I wanted to practice again, but the schools was closed, so I had to go to another place in Coimbatore called Climb On. Then I started my practice there slowly from basics, and then slowly we practiced more and more. We went to natural rocks and all, and then I got more passionate. I wanted to compete in a higher level, so we trained for that. Then 2020 was the year I competed and made my goals.
I heard that you participated in zonals. Can you tell us more about it?
Zonals is a little bit higher than a state competition. It's the south of India, so we call it the South Zone competition. So the whole of South India participates in this competition. The majority of the participation is from Karnataka because they have the wall facility, and it's where most of the climbing started from in India. So people from Karnataka and Andhra and all over the south participate in this, and I was the first one to actually participate and win in the zonals.
How did you feel when you ranked among top 10 climbers in all of India?
So when I won in the zonals and got selected to the nationals, I had extreme excitement inside my mind. And then when I went to nationals in Uttarkashi, Nehru Institute of Mountaineering, the place and the ambience was totally different. and then we had our competitions. I had no thought of winning or anything. I just wanted to give a try in the nationals for the first time. So when I participated in that, I got selected for the finals, which are the top 8 climbers in India. I got I got sixth in them. So I was the top sixth in the top 8 climbers in India. So after that, I got selected to the finals. Then in the finals, I gave my best, but and then I knew I needed to improve more.
Did you at any point feel that this success got your head?
I got selected to the finals. I had a little bit of thought to win, at least second place, at least third place. So that got onto my head, and it created frustration. I got more frustrated, and then actually in the first hold, when I touched the first hold and climbed, I fell down at that time because I got so particular about winning. I did not see the route properly. I got frustrated, I got anxious, and then I couldn't do it.
How did you train for the Nilgiri Cup?
After my national competition, I had an idea and a plan to bring out my skills, to train more, to train efficiently. I knew more training techniques. So after that, for the Nilgiri Cup, I trained in a certain way, thinking I would win. So during the Nilgiri Cup, I participated. Again, it's an open national competition, so this doesn't need any selection or something. So people all over from India came. I participated. Again, success got to my head. I couldn't concentrate properly, and there it was cold. That was my first time participating in a cold condition. My fingers got numb. I couldn't do much. But then I got to the finals again, and then after a certain point, I couldn't do my best. I knew I couldn't do my best, but yet I could score top 5 in India. I came 5th place in the competition.
Are there any specific training camps for the sport?
There are many training camps for this sport, especially in Tamil Nadu. This sport is a developing sport. In Tamil Nadu, it grows a little bit more slow, but yet we have Tamil Nadu Mountaineering Association creating new courses for level 1 and level 2. They have different levels for different people. So there are many courses conducted by them.
Currently, your personal record is 12.06 seconds. How would you like to improve it?
So 12.06 is a short time record for me. My actual time was 29 seconds last year, and in the last month, in the last 20 days, I could bring down 29 to 12.06. So it's not a big thing for me. I mean, the practice and it was hard, but for me, if I can do this much in 20 days, I'm sure I can do way better in 2 or 3 months. And I went to Bangalore for training. Now I know how the training pattern is and how I should train. So I'll do my part in that, and I'm sure I can do less than 6.5 seconds in the future.
Natural rock climbing is something you do quite a bit. How is it any different from artificial wall?
Natural rock is a totally different field, but natural, it is like a support to actual climbing. In natural rocks, you won't have holds like these. You have to, hold the cracks in the rock and all the pinches and holes. Sometimes you'd have only these 2 finger gap to hold in the rock and climb. So when you do natural rock climbing, uh, your body tends to become more stronger because of these challenges. You won't have holes for your legs. You would find a rock chip which would be smaller than a finger. You should keep your foot on that and climb. So when you do that and come to the wall feels like has so much of advantages and stuff to do. So natural rock climbing supports artificial wall climbing. Like both of it has a common principles, but natural rock is more harder, and wall, I don't say it's not hard, but compared to natural rock, wall is easy, but doing both is something more fun.
How has it changed your mindset?
As I mentioned before, climbing in general reduced my fear in heights. It increased my confidence. So natural rock and in wall, when you start climbing in a higher level, you wouldn't have fear of heights. You would be more brave to do anything in general. It would increase problem solving techniques, because when you have a root in a rock or a wall, you have to think how you should climb, which technique you should use. So when you do all that, in general, it increases your problem solving techniques also.
What does it feel like to be the first climber from Tamil Nadu to enter the nationals in the last 26 years?
Winning zonals itself for me was a very, very, very big excitement. It was, a goal I could achieve. It was a step for me to enter nationals and all. But being the first one to do it was even more exciting. It was added excitement to it. It was not only a big excitement for me, it was excitement for my school, for my trainer, for my parents, for my friends, family, everybody who supported me. It was a very big achievement for them and for me.
What was the hardest challenge while you faced climbing or training?
I cannot call it the hardest or challenging part, but it was a little bit tough. The main thing in general is pain. My muscle pain, my muscle tear, and all. But after a certain point, when I started to become strong, I knew I had potential. All the pain started to fade out, and even if I had pain, it became common, and after a certain point, pain became a negligible issue.
Do you have any recent adventures?
Yes, to be exact, my last trip was on Sunday. I went to a place called Kalipalayam near Karamade in Coimbatore, where we went and cleaned up many boulders. Boulders are different rocks, small rocks which we could climb. So we went, cleaned up the place. We climbed many boulders. So we just opened up some of the place. So for people and outsiders to come and climb in that.
What was your parents' response when you first spoke about your interest in this sport?
My father never discouraged me, he only encouraged me. In fact, he was the coolest person and the most supportive person I could have during my competition and all. I wish every other climber or every other children who is interested in climbing has the same kind of parents who support them and who gives them mental support also for climbing, because in climbing it's not only about winning. In any sport, in fact, it's losing and then winning. Losing is a step to win. So that's how my father supported me when I lost. There is also a common fear amongst parents about height and safety, but once you do it yourself, you would overcome the fear of heights. In fact, overcome many other fears also. And this sport is in the Olympics now, so people have a very good chance to enter the Olympics if they do very good training with consistency.
Key learning points that you would like to share with your juniors who are passionate about the sport.
I would say just don't be scared to start, because once you start, you like the process. You'll overcome many obstacles, you'll overcome pain in many situations. You like the sport, you'll become a better person, you'll learn discipline, and then you can have more problem solving skills. And I would say this is more of a unique path. Not every single person chooses climbing, and that's a unique way. So when you choose climbing and no one else chooses climbing, just don't feel left out, because once you enter the zonals or the nationals, you would have a community which will support you to climb better. So I would say never give up.
Professors Live.